All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Run. It's old Johnny from ProCraps. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. We were kind of alluding to this yesterday that I was going to maybe reverse the show a little bit and do the talking stuff first. And then if you want to watch me throw, I'll throw at the end, right? Versus starting with it. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. One is when I throw dice to make my my paycheck, that can take 2 seconds or it can take 10 minutes. And we don't know. Because that's the variable, let's put that at the end, and we'll finish with throwing. And that way you all can go back to work if you want to, and you don't got to watch me play. So here we go. New member Ibra says hi. Good morning, sir or ma'am. How are you doing? Randy's here too. Kevin Smith is here. Good to see you again. And Dice Dr. Dan. How y'all doing? And Randy, did I say hi to Randy? I might have missed Randy. Randy Hill's here too. So good morning, y'all. All right. Let's get into a couple of things here real quick. And I think I got a lot to say today. So it might be one of those things where you might want to put the kids away and let's get after a couple of things. Today's going to be like philosophy day. I'm going to open my brain a little bit and put some things out there that are non-tangible, I suppose is the word I want to use, just to get your reactions to it and see if I'm going down the right track with the way that I kind of describe things. I think you'll like what I have to say. We're going to talk a little bit about control because that was what was brought up last night in Jeff and Gargoyle's show. You Think You Know Craps. If you haven't watched that, go watch that. They talked about control most of the night, and then it got into questions and answers. I want to address that a little bit, just my own personal thoughts on it, I guess. And I've got a really, I think, interesting daily dose of DI for you today. So I'd like to get your thoughts on what I say about that. And a quick reminder, schedule-wise, Craps Chat's going to be Sunday. We, as of yet, don't have a topic or a guest. So hold on for a great show. I'm kidding. We're working on getting a guest. Maybe not. Maybe it'll just be the five of us griping to each other. Who knows what it'll be. There's so much to talk about. I'm sure you'll have questions. If you do have questions, please go to casinogaming.tv and hit the community link at the very top of the page there and jump into our Discord. There's a channel in Discord on the left-hand side for Craps Chat. If you have questions, put them in there now, right? Give us the topic you want us to talk about now. During the show, we can bring the topic up, of course, and we will. But this way, we can get ahead of it a little bit, right? So if you got something you want to get into, let me know about that, all right? And I'll pass to the guys. Now, a couple birthday notes today. Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps and my mom share a birthday. Did not know that until this morning when I woke up and saw the alerts on my phone. So join me in wishing them both happy birthday. My mom actually turns 80 today down in sunny Florida, so it's pretty awesome. She's 80 years old. Let me tell you about my mom a little bit, all right, before we get into philosophy stuff. My mom is, I'll have to send this video to her later on. She's an amazing lady. My dad died a couple of years ago. He died in the summer, very unexpectedly. She's the one that has had some heart issues. She's got, like me, she has diabetes. She's had heart issues. She has a pacemaker. She's 80 years old. My dad was, for all intents and purposes, pretty healthy. He had a small heart issue, but he had a AAA over the summer a couple of years ago, and just within like 20 minutes burst and we lost him. She hasn't stopped working. Well, since I've known her, obviously, right? She always had a job. My parents owned a business where they both worked 24 hours a day in that business. Since they moved to Florida, and I guess they've been down there about 25 years, she's worked a full-time job. And she is 80 years old, and she works 50 hours a week. Okay, put that in your pipe and smoke it. 50 hours a week she works. She's like me. We're like the Energizer Bunnies, right? She works full-time. She sells jewelry. So she's walking a jewelry store floor. You go to Naples, Florida, you buy jewelry, you might see her. And she's like one of the most knowledgeable people about diamonds and watches and all the stuff you'll ever want to meet. And she's like a top salesperson in this jewelry store down there. It's amazing. She should retire. She's 80. It's time for her to kind of relax and dig life a little bit. But she is just fighting forward, man. I'll tell you, she's amazing. So happy birthday, Mom. 80 years young. And like I said, still working. I mean, God, I wish I could retire. The days that, when I'm out of work, and I have, these little spells where you're not working as in tech, that kind of happens. Man, I love those. I love the time when I'm just sleep in and not deal with things. She is just going, man. Go. She'll probably work till she's 85 years old. I mean, she's awesome. Anyway, and Jeff, I think I could say the same thing about Jeff, right? Jeff is one of the hardest working people on YouTube, as you all know. Jeff puts in an enormous amount of time into the shows that he does, right? You know, the quality of his productions are always great. He's well prepared, does a great interview, and the work that it goes into before it all. Like Jeff puts in a lot of pre-work to get prepped up for things. So Jeff probably working in his retirement 30, 40 hours a week or more maybe on YouTube stuff. He's just going. And plus he runs a couple fundraisers too. So retirement does not mean you stop, folks. Retirement doesn't mean you stop. Retirement is like the beginning of something new. And for my mom, it was jewelry. For Jeff, now it's YouTube and us and all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you both. So thanks to y'all, and happy birthday out there. So let's get into a couple things here. I'll give you the schedule and a quick reminder of how we start today, okay? Here's the upcoming schedule. Casino Quest's Bridge Seminar, February 22nd. In Vegas, of course, I'm teaching that. Also one in March, the 22nd, so a month later. Casino Tiers with Ed Robinson and Bo Parker and 10 Ton at 10 Ton's Place. Their next set of seminars is going to be the weekend of March 7th to 9th. I wanted to go. I can't. I'm going to be on a cruise that week. I have a pre-existing. I forgot about the dates. I thought the dates were the 14th, but it's actually the 7th. So I'm going to be gone. I got to miss that, which stinks. But after the cruise is done, I get back on the 14th. I'm back in Vegas that week. Then a week of the 14th, getting ready for the next bridge, the bigger one, on the 22nd of March. So the first bridge, we had about 20 people there. This next one, we expect to have between 50 and 60. The March one should be about 100 attendees. And again, David's trying to grow this thing into a bigger event. It's not a private one-on-one session like you'd get with Bo and those guys at the Casino Tiers, where it's 8 people at a craps table. This is 100 people in more of a lecture style thing that finishes up with some private table play at the end. So anyway, more about those as they come up. I'll do a little what do you call it, like a little preview of it. But if you're going to be in Vegas the 22nd of February or March and you want this, come. It's $150. We'll hang out for a full Saturday. It'd be pretty awesome. But right after that, the 23rd of March is Big AZ's meetup. So I'll be staying in Vegas and playing with Big AZ and the Blue Ranch crew the week following the bridge seminar. So I'll be basically moving out of my house for a month. It sounds like I got a cruise March 7th to 14th. I got the bridge on the 22nd. I got Big AZ right after that. It's going to be a whole thing. And then off we go to Biloxi in May for the Brownwater Bash. So if anything else is happening between now and then that you're doing or whatever, let me know. I'll add to the list here. But I think those are the big group meetups we have for now, heading into June, where I know that Jeremy's got his DiceCon and all that kind of stuff. Nemo says John's out for a month. I will be doing shows throughout that time. Though I'll be doing some live shows. When I'm in Vegas, I'll just do it from the hotel. I just won't be throwing dice. I did order. Don't tell anybody. I bought Ray-Bans, the Ray-Ban filming glasses. DGen's got a pair. David's got a pair. I'm like, I'm gonna get me some of those things. So I will wear those. I don't know if they're gonna work, if the casino will let me do them or not. They're probably gonna sniff those damn things right out. But they'll be my prescription glasses. So I'm gonna wear them, and I might do some bubble crap stuff, better quality than last time, and I might do some table stuff. So as I go to work every day, I'll do a daily paycheck from a table or from a bubble crap machine. So you get to watch me. I got it on my eye. You get to watch me do that for reals with those glasses. So I will do shows all the while that I'm gone. It won't be this show. It'll be something similar but not the same. All right. So as we go through today, I want you to keep all the things in mind. This is every day. I said this every day before I did my gambling series shows. I reminded you of all the important things. I'm going to do it every day. I think I can't hammer these points in enough as we go through. And as you watch my show, as you watch Joe from Craft Master Journey, as you watch Jeff and Gargoyle, as you watch Ed and the Casino Tier stuff, as you watch George, as you watch Brian, Hawaii Crap Shooters, by the way, I think is live right now doing the 5 and 9 challenge. Keep these things in mind. As you're playing Crapsy, keep these things in mind. All right? Go through all of your gambling life with this kind of mindset, right? Have a goal. The goal doesn't have to be financial. The goal can be, I want to go and have a great experience. The goal can be, I want to waste a few hours with friends. The goal can be, I want to just watch and learn. All good goals. I have mostly financial goals, but that's besides the point. They are your North Star. They keep you in place. They keep you grounded, right? Your bankroll. Bring the right bankroll for your goal. If your goal is to play for 4 hours with a table full of friends, don't bring $500 to a $25 table, right? Bankroll is going to be the way that you leverage your money to make wins. It's also going to dictate how you handle loss and how long you can last. It's an important piece of it, right? Understand your appetite or aversion to risk. Play at the right place, the right casino, the right table, the right game that matches all of that for you, right? Understand your emotional intelligence, right? What's driving you? What's your inner philosophy? What's driving you? And how are you going to play, right? When you're finally there and all that's put together, what's your strategy, right? When and how do you identify and lean into opportunity? Yeah, you need the right mindset and discipline to bring all this together. It's important, right? All this is important. As you watch our shows, as you play Crapsy, right? Keep these things in mind. Treat your Crapsy sessions like a real session, right? Put all this in place. And I think that it all goes into this idea of control. Now I'm going to go and skip DI real quick and go to control. I want to get into this really quick because to me, it sort of feathers right in, okay? Gargoyle talked about this last night a lot. And he and I talked a little bit yesterday too, a few times about this. And I just want to add this one piece to it, the way that I view this, okay? And I'm going to go back to the screen in a minute here. But to me, control is really a lot of it's in your hands, right? He was saying, the casino grabs control from you. They really do, right? Your wife, your friends, a lot of outside forces dilute your ability to be in control. And that's the reality of the world, right? Here's the thing to remember this, right? Every yes, every no, every stay, every go, everything you do in your life, every decision that you get to make, whenever there's a fork in the road that may have 5 points or 2 decisions, every one of those, you are in control, okay? If you're a biblical person or a Christian, we call that free will, right? You are free to do, for the most part, what you want, okay? It's control. You do have control over going into your pocket at all to pull out the money to play with. You have control over where it goes on a table. You have control over how much goes on a table. You have control over when you win, taking your money and walking. You have control over when you win, pressing your bets. You have control over when you go to the cage. You have control over if you go to the cage. You have control over when you go to bed, when you walk out of that door. Every single decision that you make, you are in control of it. Okay? Now, some of us have conditions where we don't have control, where you might have some sort of an inability to make a decision. That's a thing for a lot of people, right? But remember that you have a decision point. There are always points in time. And if you just take a breath and seize back the control, you can make, hopefully, a good decision, right? Not every good decision is going to mean you make more money. Not every decision means you walk away a winner. But you have decision points, and you are in control. It may feel like you're out of control, right? Alcohol removes control from you, right? The distractions, the noise removes control from you. The excitement of the game removes control from you, or dilutes your ability to make the right decision. It may blur the pathways, right? But you do have control. And I want you to remember that. I want to encourage you, right, to know that you do, in fact, have control. And at every decision point, you can exercise that control. It's up to you to decide, based on all these factors, right, what type of decision you're going to make and how you're going to use your control, right? You control your goal. You control your bankroll. You control how much risk you're going to take. You control where you're going to play, building and table. You control your emotions. That's the hardest one. You control how you're going to play. You control how you're going to seize opportunity. You control your mindset, and your control manifests itself as discipline. All that critically important. All right. So keep all that in mind. Really keep it all in mind. Every show you watch, when you watch me or Waylon or Jimmy or whoever you're watching, right? Put all this, picture all these things as like a giant sieve where all that bullshit and all the crap gets filtered through this thing. And in the end, you've got whatever goo is left in that sieve that you wanted or whatever food's left. That's the good stuff, right? Filter it here. You got control of that stuff. And that's what I want to say about that. Now, on to your daily dose of DI. And here's a thing that I've done this before with you all. And I really want you to think about these 3 words. And I'm a big believer in words, right? I get hung up on this stuff. And it's funny because My good friend Ed Robinson and I have had not we haven't exchanged words. We've had disagreements about the way I use the word or don't use the word trend, right? It's become kind of a meme now, right? John and trends, right? But I think there's a reason why I ground myself in certain definitions: trending versus variance versus randomness, right? In DI though, we hear these words thrown around a lot. Okay, faith, belief, and truth. Okay. And there are people who have their heels dug in on all of them. And I thought today would be a good day to go through and take a look at, and I got my phone out here, so I want to not screw this up, some definitions around some of these things and kind of the way that I view them, right? And we'll kind of bring it all back to DI. So let's talk about faith first. Okay, and I think faith is an interesting one to start with, okay? Biblically, here's how it's defined. It's defined in Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Okay? The dictionary defines faith similarly. It says complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Okay? Now, the biggest thing about faith is that faith requires or moves you to action. Okay? This is where a lot of Christians get faith and belief incorrect, and people as well. Okay, when you have faith in something, you're kind of called to act. You know, Christians say, "I've been called to do a thing." Right? Faith is a thing that you are. It fills you. I have faith in this thing. I have confidence, even though I can't see it. I have confidence that it's the truth, even though I can't see it. I'm driven to act based on that. That's a deep thing. I think it's important that we drive that in there. And in fact, there are some great passages that kind of talk about that. Now, belief, on the other hand, a little different. I'm going to get to the definition of belief here. So belief, the dictionary definition of belief says an acceptance that a statement is true or something exists. Okay, and again, acceptance doesn't have proof, right? There's no proof in acceptance, right? You believe. Kids do that Santa Claus exists. They accept it as truth, right? There's no faith there. They aren't moved to act, but they believe Santa Claus is coming. They believe the Tooth Fairy's bringing them something, right? We as Christians, or at least me as Christian, has faith in Lord above. I have faith in the design of the universe, right? There's a difference there, right? And I moved to do certain things based on that faith. I think that when I was reading this yesterday, ahead of this talk, I knew intrinsically that there's something different there. It's like, what is the real difference? They're both talking about kind of the same thing. It's like, you know it's true. What's the real difference? The difference is energy, right? Faith drives you to energy, right? To do something with it, which is very interesting. Now, truth is where the DI conversation comes in, okay? Because there are people, atheists would be a good example in our discussion. An atheist doesn't believe, has no confidence that there is a God, right? An atheist doesn't believe that. An atheist has zero faith, right? There is no faith there. People will say atheism is a religion. I think religion requires faith. I can't get on the board with that definition of it, but atheists need truth. Where do you see them? When you see an atheist debate a Christian, go watch some YouTube on they're great debates actually. There's a couple of guys that are really good at this. These apologetics folks that are great at this, right? Atheists always say, prove it. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Right? They're just like, science is real. The science is real crowd, right? That's where DI ends up being a lot of times, right? It devolves into, well, I've seen the slow motion. Therefore, the truth is it's not possible, right? So a lot of people ground themselves in that. I've seen enough video to prove to myself that factually it's not possible. I've read the studies from the Nevada people that say it's not possible. I've seen whatever, right? There's a grounding there in physics. The back wall is a thing. Because of the back wall, the truth is you can't do it. I have said on this show, I know I tick people off when I say this kind of thing, right? Dice never stay on axis, right? I'll go to my grave saying that. The par toss never stays on axis. They stay on axis in the air, but they break axis when they hit the table and the back wall. There's no way to keep them on axis. The truth is as hard as it is to hear, that toss does not keep the dice on axis throughout all the points of contact. That's the truth, okay? But there's a belief by a large group of people that it doesn't matter. And here's the rub, right? The truth is, the camera don't lie, the back wall don't lie. The belief is, it's possible. I've seen people do this toss and get into insane grooves, right? I've seen people do this toss and do blah, 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 right? There's a faith within the community of people who do practice DI that what they're doing is working. So they practice, and it moves them from belief in the fact that this is possible into the world where I'm going to put energy into it and act on it. Some people act by practicing. Some people act by griping. Some people act by putting videos out and teaching it. Gargoyle is acting on his faith to show you exactly how things work. It's very interesting to me, right? When you go from belief to faith, it's literally a leap of faith, right? And a good example of this, and I think this is a good, maybe doppelganger for what I'm talking about, is this. I think most people believe, right? Most people believe that if I were to fly you in an airplane and strap a parachute on you, right, and throw you out the door, and you pull this cord, you count to 5 and pull this string, that the parachute's going to pop out and you're going to float to safety, right? I think 99.999% of people believe that that's true, right? The action behind that, though, getting your ass up into an airplane and jumping out of the airplane requires faith that that truth or that belief is going to manifest itself, right? That's a different thing, right? That's the difference, and it's slight. Yeah, of course, 1 million people parachute out of planes every single day. Of course I believe that's true and possible, right? Do I have enough faith in all that shit to work so I don't, splat when I come down? That's the motion to action, right? That's the move to action. Now, with the truth piece, and I've said this before, right? Again, coming full circle, the truth piece is this. You don't need evidence to have faith. Matter of fact, faith is confidence, not evidence. It says it right there. Right there in the Bible says it. Faith is confidence, not evidence, which is interesting to me. So I'm going to give you some evidence. And again, I've said this 1,000 times, repeat myself. I'm the one that put it out there, right? I put a whole slow-mo video out there of myself sucking, right? Some guys put slow-mo videos out there that show their dice flying and then a perfect result, but they don't really show the whole thing. I put it out there like, look, here's 40 of my throws. 37 of them are complete train wrecks and horrible. But there's one or two that are beautiful. I'm going to show you one that actually worked out to be pretty good. Let me switch my screen. I'll show you the one throw. That is why we're having this conversation. Let me go to this screen over here. Can you see that? All right, I'm going to make this. Let's see. Can I make this bigger? Hold on a second. That's the wrong one. I want to go browser. Can I do this? Oh God, that's terrible. Hold on. Let me figure out how to make this work right. I guess I just got to make this thing. Can I do this? If I do that, how does it look? Change your view at all? Hold on. Click that one. Nope, that didn't work. All right, let's do. Did it work actually? Did you guys see the whole screen? I'm going to try that. When I do this here, let me know if this works. Oh crap. I got to refresh. Hold on, refresh. I actually cherry picked the one good roll that I had in this whole video. Watch the whole video. The video is great, by the way. Here we go. Watch this. Watch the one on the right. If the one is up, the one is up, the one is up, the one is up. At the last second, it rolls over the 6, right? But that thing stays spinning and just barely touches the back wall. That's a legal shot. It's not a slide shot because they're off the ground, obviously. But yeah, that is like if you could draw the shot on a pen and paper, that's what you would probably draw, right? Even the other die, the one on the left, also is spinning the whole way. They're both like the ones up the entire way. The last second, that's a great shot right there. That's actually as close to perfect as you can get it. That's the shot that gives me hope. I look at that shot and say, I can do this. This is the one that says keep practicing. Because if you can do that on the regular, keep practicing. That's the reason why I work on the shot so hard. Well, there is. All right, so hopefully you saw that. Can I get a thumbs up from the audience? Somebody, can you see that? Did you see the video and hear the words? Just tell me yay or nay if you saw the video, hear the words. Before I move on, if you didn't hear it, then I'll show it again in a different way. Just give me I'll wait for a second to give me the yeah, I saw it or not. It's gonna wait, because this is an important point that I'm about to make here. I've actually made it in the video. You can hear me say it. Okay, good, you saw it. Cool. Let's go back over here then. So, all right, so that is one of the, I think, 3 throws in that video that I did that are actually quality. All right, that are actually good shots. And again, that is about 6 months into my journey of dice control. When I was doing the whole series, I'm like, I'm going to try it out. And I went and did it, took that video, and that was, again, about 2 years ago. That's the flea flicker from stick left 1, which is a lower throw with a lot of spin, okay? I've been saying for as long as I can, whoever will listen to me, that throw, the dice, as you know, they spin this way, right? And they kind of hit the deck, right? They hit the deck and they keep on spinning. They kind of bounce off the deck like a Frisbee would when you throw it on the ground, right? Like when you were a kid. That's that throw. That throw I just showed you, the dice do that. They spin, they hit the deck, and they keep spinning. And that the same ones are on top the whole way through. They hit a second time, actually. The ones are still spinning up on, they haven't flipped over yet. They hit the back wall. At the very back wall, I think the one on the left hits it and kind of bounces off and just goes roll, roll. It becomes a 6, right? Other throws in that same video, they hit the back wall and they hit it higher, and they're still spinning with the ones still both face up. That was just a good different example of it, right? Those throws, to me, in that video, prove to me, factually, that it's possible, right? That gives the third piece. That gives me a little bit of truth. Now, the truth is 2 out of 40 worked. The other 40 were horse crap, right? 2 of them worked, right? That's enough to fuel my initial belief. I believed it was possible. I believed conceptually that you can spin the dice in that direction and they would skip, hit, and stay. I believed it, right? I had enough practice that to say, I think that's what's going on, right? I saw the video and I'm like, dude, that's 100% possible, right? That belief turns into faith, right? It turned into faith somewhere between that video and today, where I still don't know that I can actually do it, right? I still believe it's possible. I don't have the truth behind me. I don't have thousands of hours of video to prove it yet, right? I'm still operating on faith, but the faith motivates me to sit here and try it every day. Every morning I do my thing and I'm throwing the chopper all the time because of that, right? And a lot of people are motivated the same way. They see themselves throw, they've done the thing, and like, my dice are doing what I wanted to do. I have faith that this is going to be okay, that I'm doing the right thing. And I brought up the time that I interviewed Ed, again, for this series. I didn't even know Ed yet. I reached out to Ed blindly and said, dude, you're a good thrower. Can I talk to you, please? That was like when I met him. And he gave me video that showed his dice doing all sorts of crazy shit. They hit the deck and they went flying. And he said to me, I don't know how it works, but it does. He's like, I can't explain the physics here. I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at, dude. He's like, I don't know how it works, but it works. Data to prove it. You know, bone tracker data to back it up. And he's like, it works. I have faith that it works. And the guy practices for hours, daily, weekly, monthly. Moved by belief into faith, faith driving the action. I think it's interesting, right? And so the reason why I brought it up like this is I want us to use the right words, right? Some people will be grounded in truth, only what I can see. They'll be blinded by everything else around them, and it's only if I can see it, it's true. Well, if that's the case, then but let's have the evolution talk someday, right? There's no evidence of that either, right? I think that evidentiary or evolutionary science requires a lot of faith, quite frankly. You believe in something, there's no evidence for it. You have faith in it, so you go down the road, right? That's all the same. But if you're going to be a hardliner, cool, that's fine. You're gonna live in what you see as the truth. For those of us who started out believing it was possible and moving into this faithful way of like, hey, I think I have faith that it's actually doing something. you're motivated to action, where do you fall on the spectrum? And this is the question I have for you. Where do you fall on that spectrum, right? Are you still in the I'm not sure, the cautiously optimistic, I believe, but I'm not sure phase? Are you the hell no, it ain't working phase? Or are you in the I have faith that if I continue to practice, I will improve and maybe see what we just saw in that video more often than 1 out of 50 times? Because 1 out of 50 times, quite frankly, is I get to feel good about myself, but doesn't make any money off it. You know what I'm saying? And there's that. So, all right, that's my talk today. Hopefully that all made sense. Hopefully that all drove you to think about something, right? And again, try and frame how you look at stuff in different ways. I will be having, by the way, in future episodes, 2 people, 3 people actually, maybe 4. I'm going to just go on here. Ed's going to be on with me at some point. I'm almost done with my first 720. So I'm going to have Ed on with me to break down the 720 in Bone Tracker and show me what we actually did. Like what actually in that 720, what did we learn, if anything? Okay. We'll see from that. That'll be more of a truth session, right? Gargoyle will be with me, probably live on the ProCrap channel, but sometimes here. Maybe I'll have him break down my throw live with you here one day too, just so you can see with somebody who's practicing the task, how they would sort of guide, right? I'm going to have the guy that wrote the study and built the arm that Jeremy interviewed. I've been emailing with him. He's going to join me for a full hour. And the intent there is not to blow the guy up. The intent there is to ask him really important questions that weren't asked when Jeremy and Jim talked to him. They asked him, I don't want to say softballs, right? But it was more like, okay, you didn't see what you saw. How'd you test it? They didn't really dig in. I think the DIs that watched that interview and read the study, like me, when I first read the study, before I even started throwing dice, I had a question about how the study was done. I didn't think that they actually measured the right things. I don't think that they did. I think they went about it in a way that was trying to do the right thing, but they missed a lot of opportunity to dig into more details and more data. So I'm going to ask him about some of that stuff. I'm going to show him that video. I've got other chopper video that's more recent that is terrible quality. For whatever reason, my angles are wrong. You can't really see the tops. I got to refilm some stuff, but I'll do some more of that. I saw that Nemo was in chat saying he doesn't have a slow-mo camera. You do. You have a phone. Your phone is great. My phone does 120 frames per second. It's awesome. Actually, no, my iPad does 120. My phone does 240. Right? It's not the 10,000 frames per second that you see on Mythbusters, but 240 is pretty good. It'll keep it clear. If you get the right angle and mount, it'll be okay to see it. So use your phone and do it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get some more of this together and gathered up, and we'll present that as well. You have the tools available to get it done. So the other guy I'm going to try and get to is this guy that I forget his name. The channel, by the way, if you're into this kind of stuff, is called Veritasium. Great channel. He's a physicist. He does everything. It's not dice control stuff. It's all like how do balls roll faster and how does friction. It's really, really cool. He does really good stuff. Great channel. I'm trying to get a hold of him to do an actual experiment here in 2025, right, with better equipment, right, and have him look at stuff. So I'm working on that 4th guy, but for sure we'll have Ed, we'll have Gargoyle, we'll have the doctor who made the initial arm in that study a few years back. I'm trying to get the Veritasium guy. If I can get him in, it's gonna be fantastic. It'll be a nice way to round some of the discussions out. So, all right, no evidence for there is not evidence. There's evidence for mutation, not for actual evolution. There's not been. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen evidence where a mouse turns into a bat. There's no transitional yet, right? It may be out there in the record somewhere. Haven't seen it, right? That to me is a leap of faith to say you went from this thing to that thing and there's nothing in between. There's a lot of evidence for mutations, and mutations and adaptation is happening everywhere constantly. But creating new things out of nothing or creating things from another thing, haven't seen it yet. There's big like weird like missing chunks in the record. So again, it takes faith to make that leap. It takes a leap of faith, I think, to go from belief that is how it all happened to saying, yeah, that's how it happened, right? And I think we're still in that research phase. So yeah, we could talk about that all day long because I've looked into it. I'm like, I want to know, how did God do it, right? Was evolution the tool that we used, right? I don't know. So anyway, there's that. Let's get into, I think maybe one last thing. or no? What time is it? It's 8:00. Let's go Q&A real quick, and then I'll jump in and I'll do my paycheck, and we'll call the end of the day. I'm going to go ahead and run. I'm going to check a quick little PC check, make sure there's no direct statements at me. Then I'll look for questions, and if you have questions, put a Q in front of it, and I can always get through it. Let's see. Holy Roller, this is my contact. You would be a great person to have on here to talk through this from a true biblical perspective, like really. That I'm trying to frame a layperson's view of it and make that make sense. Overthinking craps. Nemo said, I am not alone on the spinner toss. Just did my 360. It was pure insanity. I put in Bone Tracker 8.37. Now, 360, 720 is not enough. Law of large numbers, right? To really give you an answer. I don't think. I think Ed will clarify that for me. When I did this before, and I've got 5,000 throws in, right? You see my stats. I have 5,000 throws in right now on the morning show with an SRR of like 6.5 or something like that, right? That you get into thousands, 10,000 throws. Now you should be at law of large numbers area. If you can get to that many throws and still maintain that gap with the SRR, now you're talking about something, right? 720 speaks to this idea that we win in the short term. I think Tony Leo put a video out yesterday where he said the casino has no defense against the short run. And he's right about that, right? In the 36 rolls you might get at a table where you have the dice, they had no defense against you doing something amazing in that little bit of time. You go back every single day for 5 years and throw 36 rows a day, they're going to get you over time. But in that one moment, you have a chance to create a variant, right? Create a trend, as it were. So interesting that you say that. I think you need more data for sure. Dan says, in order to have true dice influence doesn't require consistent results, rather than a series of results in a positive variance. It requires consistency, yes. And that's the thing. When you watch, and again, I'm going to do my throws, right? All with the same dice set. Never change the set. We want to see, is there a consistent pattern to what's being done? In my 720, it's not about the SRR, right? Are we seeing consistent, more or less, in my case, ones or sixes? Am I consistently having the dice flip over with the same style of energy? We're seeing consistency there. That leads you into pockets, right? That's what it's about. I don't buy into yet that I'm trying to avoid the 7. I'm not buying in yet to making my rolls always be 6. Gargoyle's there. He's like, hey, I'm working hard, applying his faith to his task to last for 5 rolls on 9 out of 10 shooters. That's his life goal. If I can last 5 rolls 9 out of 10 times, we're talking. I'm going to screw up, of course, but that's what his goal is. I'm not even close to that. That's consistency. He's not saying, give me a 30-roll variant. He's saying, give me 5 every day. Remember back when I was saying, give me 7? Remember back when I kept saying, I want my SRR to be 7. I want 7 rolls between 7s, right? That was always the magic number, right? 3 to make money, or 3 to get even, 4 to make money. 3 to get even, 4 to make money. I want that 7 roll spread. Gargoyle, as good as he is, wants 5. Let me get 5 every time I have the dice. That's consistency. Okay. Jen says that I solidify the dates. I did. We are going to be on my birthday for sure. I'm going to lock in with Palace and get us rooms to go over. That's the next step, is getting Palace to get us a block of rooms so we can stay and walk. That's the next move. So yes, that is the date. Royce, I wish I could get them in. I've written Adam Savage a number of times. Of course, they're done with the show, but he still does things. But the guy go watch Veritasum. I don't know how you say it. Veritasium, whatever. That's a great channel. He's amazing. And he's done 2-hour episodes with people on different things that, like, hey, I don't think you can prove this, and I'm going to prove it. So I've written to him. I'm hoping that they'll take the challenge on and help us prove or disprove, from a physics standpoint, the possibility of things. That's what I really want to see. So hopefully that they get back to us. That'd be amazing to get that for sure. PC, it takes more faith to believe in evolution than creation. Again, I've seen people do this. Like I love to watch those kind of debates. And again, I'm not highly educated on either side of it. I know enough to know what I see and what I don't see. And I'm like, it does take more faith to believe that something springing from nothing is more possible than this, right? And the evolutionists also believe that happened, right? The Big Bang, right? From the pinpoint, from nothing, essentially, everything sprung. It's Anyway, we can talk about that. Maybe you and I have a podcast and talk about that someday, Ryan. I would love you to educate me on it. Lou says it's subjective, truth, personal, individual perspectives and experiences that vary. And again, this is what I think what you're saying there drives you from belief into faith. What you see, what you experience. Gargoyle said it before. He's like, DI is not a thing you can just get. Can't be read in a book. He's like, when you see it or when you do it, you go, that's what they're talking about. And it may not be 11 rolls before a 7. I think that's a simplistic way of looking at it. I think he says it in a better way than I could ever say it, but it's like, yeah, when you're doing it, and like I said, I had this moment where when I was trying to gather data, I was like, I'm not sure what's possible. Then you start seeing things, you go, maybe I'm doing something here. And then you're like, I'm for sure doing something here. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then I made that video and I'm like, you know what? I actually see what I'm trying to do is possible. You start making these little transitionary steps and you go, okay, I'm moving into it. I think it's fascinating stuff. And that's why I bring these things up to you. I don't do these things to say this is the way, right? I do it because I'm on the same journey mentally as some of you probably are about to be, or are currently on. And I'm trying to share that. And like, hey, here's how I'm viewing the world, right? It may piss a lot of people off, but I have to kind of share as I go through it, because that's what makes this community and this channel, I think, work, right? Is I'm not just out here claiming to be the Lord and end all of all this stuff, right? So there's that. Let me go and check now for some cues. Any cues that I can bring up here? And let's see. Oh God, my mouse is not working so well. Any questions? Better quality, slow. I do need better quality one, right? I would like to get at some point a really good one. Now here's the thing, right? If this is why you got to do this at a school. I got to like bring a craps table to like a school of engineering that has these things, because it's almost like they're so expensive, and to get 1 or 2 great shots, it's not worth it, right? You need like a Mythbusters or a college that has a camera set up that we can bring a table into. I would rather spend that money than buy a freaking camera, right? But for now, the 240 frames per second iPhones are fine. It's good enough to see what we need to see, right? And I think that's what I'll lean into some more of that for sure. So, all right, that's all the bespoke questions and answers that I can see. Let's see. Nemo, sorry for saying hi this late. Don't worry about it. Let's see. DI ain't AI. I'm saying there's a lot of it's Veritas. Hold on. Let me go. Not Veritas. It's let me go. I'll show it to you actually. Let me go back over here again. Let me go back over to the screen that has the thing on it. Oh God, look at that horrible picture of me. God, how do you guys even watch me? It's Vera. Oh, not there. I gotta go here. Vera.
Both sides of the camp here.
Stop talking, John. Veritasium. This is the guy, I think. Let's go. Veritasium. It's this.
Most plane doors aren't locked. There are no keys, no sensors. Or
yeah, this is the guy right here. This is the channel. Veritasium. He's fantastic, this guy. He breaks, and they're long videos. A lot of them are really long. He breaks a lot of things down. Really, sometimes it's math. A lot of it is this is from yesterday, right? A lot of it is robotics, where he puts big models together and really proves things out. So good, and he makes it consumable, right? And I'll be the first to admit this. Let me go back over here again. I'm not a physicist or a mathematician. I'm not, right? I'm a computer programmer, which makes me have some logic, I guess, right? But I'm not educated in these worlds. He makes this stuff sound so easy. Like he breaks it down. I'm gonna put the channel link in the chat so you have it here. You guys can all bookmark this. It's in the chat. I'll add it to the description later on. He breaks it down to where mere mortals like us can understand it. Like he actually explains it in English. Some of these physics channels, you go, what are you talking about? Like they're throwing formulas up there and stuff. This dude breaks it down so good. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's go. I'm gonna go throw some dice here. So my final thoughts before I do that are gonna be this. Then I'm gonna go and jump into some paycheck time. Okay, final thoughts are this. I hope that every day with these segments, even though it might be disjointed, I'm giving you food for thought, right? I'm sometimes trying to teach, a lot of times, these are questions that I have. And I try and frame them in a way that's provocative. Sometimes I lean in, sometimes I lean back. Always it's a question, and always it's designed to get somebody who knows more than me to act on it, okay? I have a feeling that people who are into the DI thing way more than I am are gonna react to this video and other ones that I've done, right? With John's an idiot, or John's onto something, or whatever, right? Some level of interaction is what I want. I want the discussion to happen. So if somebody has something else to say, write to me. I'll bring you on. We'll talk about it, right? It's not the John knows all show. This is the John is questioning life show sometimes. Okay, so there it is. Have control and have faith, right? Have faith and lean into your beliefs. Move yourself to action. Trust me, your life will be better for it. All right, now, you're dismissed. I'm going to go throw the dice. I'm going to keep the camera running. I'm going to do my daily paycheck. Here's where we are so far in the paycheck. We built our bankroll from 10,000 to 100. Now we're taking the 100K. We're going to buy in for that says 100. We're buying in for 5,000, trying to win 500 every day. That's the goal, right? We're 15-4. Our profit and loss is $4,500. We're about to cross. If I can win today, we're going to cross a nexus point. Okay. Our average win is 725. If I can stick to around that average, which would be great, we'll be over $5,000, which means my $100,000 is no more at risk. I'm going to risk the next 5,000 out of pure profit. So that's a point we're about to cross. If I can win today, we're going to cross this cool line where everything, all the risk comes out of profit, not out of bankroll. We're about to make a really cool move in our virtual gambling life. Ready? Let's do it. Let me go to the DPC table here. I'll turn a light on and we'll go here. And today is Wednesday. It's hump day. So we're going to go hybrid style today. I got to get my iPad out. Hold on. Let me get the iPad out and give me a second here. I keep forgetting to get that set up ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and if you go to Crapsy and to the live tab, you'll see me. I'm going to start the table back up again. I'm just going to reconnect to Crapsy right now. Let's get reconnect. I'll reconnect the roll tracker. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I need a second here to fix Crapsy. I'm going to put this on the live tab. So Pro Craps Daily Paycheck, if I edit this and I say publish live, yes, today at 7 a.m., I have to go here, Casino Gaming TV, and I got to get the link for it. So hold on a second. I probably should do this before I start. Copy the link. Paste that into Crapsy. And save it. And I'll start that table up, and then we'll get going. Maybe. Is Crapsy going to do it for me or not? Or is it going to be hung up on itself? Looks like it's hung up on itself. There we go. Wow, a little slow today. Hopefully the rolls aren't that slow, huh? Let's go to the live tab. I'm going to do something today I don't normally do. So Pro Craps, Daily Paycheck, play. There we go. All right, now the table is hot. While it's booting itself up there, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little Horseman today. It's a hybrid day. No surprise here. $500. We'll do 200 and hundreds up here. If we don't show a profit on a shooter, I'm going to ladder them up. So if I win even $100, we're going to stay at this level. If I lose, we're going to go level up. So it'll be 200 to 400 and 200s here. If I lose any amount of money again, it's going to be 100. We're always going to be 2 to 1, 1 unit at a time. That's going to be today's. I've never laddered the Horseman before. I was talking to Ken yesterday about options on the Horseman. I said, you know what? I should try a ladder. One of these days, I'm going to try a ladder and just, do the thing I say never to do, which is ladder your bets up. So here we go. Here we go. Let's get started. I've not warmed up at all. We're just going to hope against hope that we can shoot like good today. Or actually, PSOs are fine. Here we go. It's the Horseman after all. Hybrid play from Johnny. Here we go. Coming out. We got a 2 and a 5. You know what that means. That's a 5-2-7. Whoops, let's type it in 5-2. And in crap C, it's also 5-2. Okay, we'll lose our dump, of course. Now, like I said, we're going to level it up. We lose a bet, we're going up. So it's going to take me probably the whole 5K to get through it. But there's 500. We'll do 400 down here. And where's my stick? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Can laddering this thing work? I'm actually kind of, I'm actually 100% sure that I don't have enough money in that rack to last. If I get into a bad run, I'm not going to last. But let's go. Tell John move this. Oh, there we go. Move them over here. Boom. Don't pass. Boom, 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 boom. There's the 4. There they are. Okie doke. Here we go. And we have a 3-3-6. 3-3. Got a point, baby. 3-3-6. I don't care about the point. I can 7 out on anything. 3-3-6. But we're level 2, which means our come bets are $200 in size. Okay, we took that loss on the first shooter. We're going to level it up. And again, the minute I get to 500 in profit, that is a 9. 6-3. 9. Let me type that in for you. 6-3 and 6-3. Okay, we have a 9. Come bet moves up to the 9. And I'll spread them out so you can see what they are. Next come bet. Again, we're at level 2 on this little ladder of ours, so hopefully we can not get destroyed here. Ladders make me so nervous. Here we go. Here we go. That looks like aces, and there we go, right? There's the ladder killing me. Okay, that's going to lose in there. I got to drop $500. Still looking for 2 to get set a couple times here. Again, we're going to evaluate after the shooter if we're down money. Not so much in the moment, right? Except for that first don't pass that we lost. That one has to be addressed. 4 and a 1. That's aces. That was aces there. Okay, here we go. Oh, the roll tracker is not refreshing for you guys. Why is it not working? Hold on. Let's see here. I'll retype those in. Maybe that's... it's just dead. Roll tracker just died. All right, no problem. Here we go. Looking for the second come bet to go somewhere nice. Oh my God, look at that. Ace deuce. Jeez. Gee whiz. That's back-to-back come bets getting torched right there. That is so ugly. Oh my goodness gracious. This shooter for sure we're gonna be down money. We're gonna have to level up another time, I think. My goodness. My goodness. Even if we win, we're gonna lose. Here we go. Those come bets are normally don't get beat that bad. There's a yo though. That's good. Got one of them back. Yeesh. Back to the rack. Okay, it was a 6-5. Yo. Yeah, I'm not gonna ladder. If I ladder the come bets in real time, can you imagine? Now, I was gonna do that. I was thinking about laddering them as I go. That would be complete folly. Here we go. Not a great shot. It's a 6, which is our point. And we lose that. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay, we have 2 come bets out there, right? We never got our third one set. So we're still in this world where the shooter hasn't really finished yet, right? So we're going to finish up the shooter. Let's catch a new point. And we'll let those, we have to get our third come bet out there still. Let them all resolve, and then we'll come back and see where we are. So that was a, eesh. All right, let's do it. I'm going to come out clean here. Don't want to see a 7 right now, do we? We want to see a 6 or a 9 on the come out. 6 or a 9. We got a 6. That's good. Puck stays right where it is, 4-2. That come bet will come down and get paid. Put put it back in there. This will be our third comeback. 1 to the 6, 1 to the 9. This is the third one, and that'll be the last one we play until the shooter is over. And here we go. Ugh, splitty. Goes to a 4. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. It goes to the 4. Now I have come 4, come 9. 3, 1, 4. And here we go. All right. Of course I can destroy my own strategy. I can destroy any strategy. I can destroy any strategy. For sure. Here we go. Here we go. Give me a 6 or give me a 4 or a 9 here. A 4 or a 9. We can recover. Right? This takes a couple of good throws, right? There's a 5. Whoops. 3, 2. I just destroyed my rack. Oh my goodness. What'd I do? Ah. Okay. 3, 2, 5. Let's go. There's the 7. We lose them all. We lose them all. 4, 3. We're going to be really hurting here. 4, 3, 7. 4 and the 9 both go down in flames. Now we got to go to level 3, which I'm telling you, this is probably the dumbest thing I've ever done. $600 on the don't now. We're totally down. And $300 size come bets. Level 3. There's no way $5 is enough for this. Most likely it's not going to be enough. But let's see. Let's see what we can do. Shall we? Shall we? My loss limit's the 5K. We're going to burn the 5K or not, right? I might dip in for curiosity's sake into another 5,000 to see how much it takes to get. Like I don't know how far this will go. Pardon me. How much money you need to get past it. I was literally spitballing this yesterday going, well, let's give it a shot and see what happens. Here we go. We're coming out. Did I press the button yet? Hold on. Let me press the button for y'all. 10 people playing. Here we go. Coming out. Let's catch a point. Ace deuce. How about that? That'll help. That offsets that earlier 7, 2, 1, 3. That's fantastic. That's $600. Look at that. Woo, baby. And in fact, I feel like that win right there. And again, I'm not a ladder guy like Waylon is. I feel like that win brings me back down a level. Right? That's a sizable enough win to go to level 4 or level 2. I'm going to come back down. This seems like it's the right thing to do. I don't know if that's, again, well thought out. Waylon's the guy. But it feels like that win was good. Here we go. There's a 4. Beautiful. Great for the don't pass. 3, 1, 4. Put that out. And with $400 on the don't, it's $200 in the come. I should probably spread those out for you so you can see them. There's 4. All right. 3, 1. Let's put that in crap C for you. Okay. Let's do this set here. Here we go. Good time for a 7. Not a good time for a 4. Anything but a 4, really. Let's go. How about a 4? You've got to be freaking kidding me. Guy, I cannot get out of my own way. My God. All right, 3, 1, 4. That's the point. Every strategy is great until it's not, right? All right, we're going to come back. Actually, what I'll do here is this. We're going to go take the 500 for 500. We do need 3 come bets. I'll go to the pass line, which is basically a come bet. Work it that way. 3, 1. That don't pass got burned. All right, let's go. Come out 11, baby. Let's have a come out yo right here. Or a 4. Look at that. Is that 3 4s and 4 throws? How about that? That's going to come down and get paid. Great. Third and final come bet. 1 to the 4. That one there. That's our third one. We lost to don't, which not great. But yeah, that's 4 4s in pretty quick order. 3 4s in pretty quick order. All right. Let's go. I shouldn't, Jen, really. This is more of an experiment than anything else. I've never done this before, so this really doesn't seem like it's a smart DPC move. There's a 7. I've never done it before. Never laddered like this before, so... that's right, yeah. That's, what do I have here? 5 2 7? 5 2 7 out. Okay, so this is a tie. Pass line loses, come bet wins. Back to the rack we go. Where are we in the rack, by the way? Those two are both 500. So the rack looks like this. We're down 500 right now. So if I reset the rack, I'm down 5, which means back out there at level 2. So I'll take 500 bucks, which is level 2 is 400. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. Did I not type that in? What happened here? I think I screwed up something. I didn't enter the third 4. I knew there was something wrong. So, because the Crapsy is showing it's a come out, but I screwed up the thing. I'm sorry about that. I can't fix it either because Crapsy doesn't let you redo stuff. Sorry. I knew there was a third 4. So anyway, we're still coming out. For me, it's a new shooter. For Crapsy, you're sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Here we go. Puck is off, by the way. 3-1-4. My God, look at the 4s. Look at the 4s. Same point. Gee whiz. Three and a 1. Okay, that's the 4. I'm going to do a... Will the roll tracker pick that up now? It does. Okay, the roll tracker kind of came back to life there. All right, 3-1-4. Let's drop 500 bucks. 200 to come. Still trying to get ourselves back down to level 1 at some point. We got to get into profit to do that. Here we go. 3-1-4 is the point. Let's go. Let's go, Johnny. Five, 6, yo. Thank you, sir. 5, 6. That was a terrible throw. They kissed. They went flying all over the place. 6-5. Good result. That pays 200 in the come. The come bet is still working. Still working. Okay, here we go. Roll and just be super aggressive and laddery and have fun. Here we go. Looking for a point of not 4. Not hit the point of 4, Johnny. Let's hit something else. Anything but. There's the 7. 4-3. Okay. 4-3-7 there. A nice little PSO for us. 4-3-7. That's going to pay. 2 in the come and 400 on the pass line. I'm going to bring all of it back and reset my rack and see where we are. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3 sets of 500 in the rack. So 1, 2, 3 purples. 1, 2, 3 purples. All this can go back to the bank. And with that hit, at level 2, we're back with $100 in profit. Start over. There's 500 bucks. Level 1 is 200 bucks. Puck's off, and let's do it. Worked our way down the ladder. That's kind of cool. From 3 units down to 2 units. I wouldn't recommend you do this at home. But whatever, here we go. Let's catch a point. Here we go. Coming up. Hard 10. Nice throw, Johnny. Hard 10. All right. 5-5. We'll do a $100 come bet. Again, we're level 1, so it's always 2-to-1 ratio, but starting at level 2 is like that. And here we go. Anything but a 10. Anything but 10 right here. That's a 7 out. Guess what we did? There's 200. There's 100 up there. Back to the rack. That's 500. There's our starting bankroll, and there's our paycheck, $400. We made 400 today. Not the prettiest way to make 400 bucks, but we made 400 bucks. 4, 3, 7. And again, I'm not like trying for sevens, but I'm also not setting the dice. When I get a point, I'm basically taking them back as they come, and I'm just putting them back up. When I have bets in the come and I'm on the horseman, right? In this kind of a thing, I'm just setting them as they come back to me, and whatever comes back, and it just becomes the set. I'm not doing the ones or anything else. When I have the come bet set, now I'll go back to my regular sets, and I'm trying to like pocket it up. But really, I'm just not caring, right? That worked out okay. I mean, I was clenching a little bit there, but it worked out okay. I'll take the $400 in profit and call it good. Is there a need for the prop section window? Only because if I play the props, you want to see it, right? I could make it smaller and not overlap. I worry, and I can show you that. Actually, let me just do it. Watch this, production in real time. Let me do this here. If I do this, because you're all here and you can actually answer the question, is that too small? If I take this and move it up here, I'll put it in the middle, I guess, right? Is that too small? So if I were to go and say, hey, let's do hard ways for $5 each. Can you see the bets? Right? Can you see a horn, high ace deuce? Can you see that bet? That's really the question. If you can see the bet, I'll leave it small like that. Right? If you're fine with that, it's only there so when I do, a lot of times I was saying before, hey, I got money on the hard 10, but you couldn't see it because it was off camera. So I make a little special zoom in for that thing right there. So if you can see it, perfect, cool, done. All done. Yeah, I used to do the zoom in area for the dice in here, but it took away this. I'm kind of like stuck for screen space. You know what I mean? I might explore that some more. Anyway, thanks for the input there. That was a 7 out. So unlike yesterday, I actually ended the rolls on a proper way to end the rolls. So let me go over here. Let's go here. Okay, so again, this is wrong. The bind is 5,000, not 100,000. But yeah, now we're 16-4, 80%. Our profit and loss will be $49.59. So we're not actually going to be at the $5,000 mark. I probably should do one more shooter, actually, just to get over the $5,000 mark. But effectively speaking, starting tomorrow, our entire buy-in, the whole 5,000, is from profit. So we're not dipping in except for $40 into our 100,000. So we're going to be playing now with leverage, right? My favorite word. Once we're not using our own bankroll, we're using pure winnings to play leverage play, right? Not that I'm going to be more free willy with this money, right? But you could be, right? You could look at this money as this is a way to take that horseman and start it at level 2, or go 500 with different size come bets, right? 500 with 2, 2, and 2, right? Again, leverage play. I got more bankroll to play with now because it's all profit. It's all winnings. It can all go in, or I can at least revisit my levels. So anyway, there is that, folks. I got nothing else to say. You guys are awesome. Thanks again for the feedback. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all of it. Have a great rest of your, what is today, Wednesday? And love you all. God bless. See you tomorrow for, what is tomorrow? Thursday? Tomorrow is the versus day. Tomorrow is like this versus that. Thursday, we call it Throwdown Thursday tomorrow. I got to decide who's gonna play versus who tomorrow. We'll see. In the meantime, God bless y'all. Love you. Bye.